Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tom is off this week. After a day off, the victim impact statements from the Freeman community resumed today. Survivors describing the terrifying moments they witnessed on the second floor of the school.
That is where Caleb Sharp opened fire on that September day 4 years ago, killing one of his classmates and wounding 3 others. And we do want to warn our viewers, these details may be hard to hear.
One Freeman student remembered talking to Sam Strahan about a math assignment that morning. Shortly after that conversation, she said she heard gunshots. Sam
Strahan was a sophomore and he was killed in that shooting. When she and her friends looked up, they say they saw Sam talking to Caleb briefly before Caleb then turned and shot him. This is her account of what happened next.
That image is one I still suffer from extreme nightmares to this day. Caleb turned towards the 3 of us with the gun still in his hand and pointed it at us, but continued to turn without firing. My first instinct was to get my 2 friends into safety, and so I pushed them into the biology classroom. Once I knew my 2 friends were in the classroom, I started continuing towards the stairs when my teacher, Miss Nelson, grabbed me and pulled me into her classroom.
So this student told the judge she will carry the images, smells, and sounds of that day with her for the rest of her life. Several other students shared their own account of what happened that day. We'll share more from court coming up tonight at 5 o'clock.
And in the first 2 days, the court saw a mix of both Zoom and in-person statements. Today, the court, though, saw much more of those in-person messages.
KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk was in today's hearing. He's joined us live at the Spokane County Courthouse tonight with more on today's proceedings. Kyle?
Well, yeah, Mark, by far more parents and students in court today than any other day this week, and they gave some very emotional testimony. Several of them told the judge they wouldn't be standing here today if that rifle had not jammed. A statement was read from a paraeducator who worked with the gunman since he was in 1st grade. She said she never saw a hint of evil in him all those years. One parent told the judge there is not enough time on this earth for Sharp to repay for what he did. We also heard from a mom whose son nearly lost his life that day. Even though he was in danger, he was thinking of his mother's safety. She explains what he texted his dad.
No, Dad. Tell her not to come. Don't know if he acted alone.
And that woman's son said he saw the gunman open fire. He described Sharp as having a look of evil in his eyes that showed he didn't care. Another student testified that once deputies got to her classroom, she begged them to stay, wanted to stay in the classroom because she was too terrified to see what the second floor of that school looked like. Victim impact statements continue next week before Sharp is sentenced. All of the people that spoke today asked the judge to give him a maximum sentence. They want this to be his only criminal history. Reporting live from the Spokane County Courthouse, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. In other news this evening, 2 new COVID-19 testing sites are opening right here in Spokane, but they'll be a little bit different than what we're used to.
KREM 2's Cody Proctor is joining us now live from the testing site, which is at Meade's Union Stadium in North Spokane County. Hi, Cody.
Hi, Mark and Whitney. Yep, I'm out here at Meade Union Stadium right now, just outside of one of their brand new COVID testing trailers from Curative. This actually just opened up minutes ago. We do have a bit of a line already waiting up here because spots and appointments have been booked up online as well. And I'm actually joined right now with Regional Director of Curative, Elizabeth Bayardi. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great.
So we'll start off with the obvious question. Why this site? What is all this?
Yeah, so Spokane Regional Health District outlined this particular area as one of their target zones in order to get more testing here. And so we were able to work with the school district to secure this specific area.
Now, one thing I do want to find out more about is this is different than some of the other testing sites, especially when you take a look at some of the other community testing sites where you go through. What makes this one different?
So for this particular site, we're accepting appointments, but we also accept walk-ins. And we are doing lab-based PCR testing, which means it's going to be sent to our lab. You're not going to get that rapid result, but it is a very accurate test that you're going to get done here.
And so, as mentioned, we do have a bit of a line already, but for people that wanted to go through this option instead, what can they expect when they get here?
Yeah, so when you get here, we're going to get you in and out really fast. If you have an appointment booked, then it'll be even faster, but we are going to accept walk-ins too. So if you just come on down and we will get you tested.
And when people do come here, my understanding is that they will be able to have a test and they will be administering the test for themselves, correct?
Yes, this is a self-administered shallow nasal swab. So you're going to go just about an inch into your nose, and then you will do the swabbing yourself.
Now, of course, this is just one of 2 sites. What can you tell me about the other site?
The other site is going to be launching in downtown Spokane. That site is going to be predominantly focused on serving the underserved populations, especially patients who are experiencing homelessness, focusing a lot on walk-in appointments there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Now, if you do want to check out one of these sites, particularly the one here at Meade Union Stadium, this just opened up again minutes ago. It will be open until 8 tonight. It'll then be open from Wednesday through Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and then on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Again, appointments can be scheduled online with Curative or on site. If you want to check out the other testing pod, that will be at the parking lot of the Dennis Murphy Jazz Clinic in downtown Spokane. That opens up tomorrow and will be a walk-up clinic only. It'll be open Tuesday through Friday from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Reporting in Spokane, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. And also, we do have all of that information on our website. Just go to krem.com. All right, let's take a quick break from the headlines. We want to talk weather. And for the first time, it felt amazing outside. It was actually very, very cold, but the sunshine changed everything.
How good was that just for your mood, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, meteorologist Michelle Boss in tonight. And Michelle, is this sunshine sticking around?
Boy.
Oh.
Come on.
I know. Yeah, we've had a lot of fog in January. It's likely we're going to see a return of some at least patchy fog and some low clouds rolling back in tonight and tomorrow. But we got to enjoy it today, and that's what matters. It helped out temperatures quite a bit as well. Not everybody got to enjoy the sunshine, though. As you take a look at satellite and radar, this is also what makes those the low clouds and the fog kind of really hard to forecast sometimes. You can see the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and even just now beginning the Palouse started to break out of that dreary weather pattern, while just to our west the clouds hung in tight. So places like Colville, Moses Lake, Walla Walla, much of central Washington really just stuck in the low clouds, did not get to enjoy any of that sunshine at all. And temperatures really reflected who saw some breaks in the clouds. We're 32 degrees right now, 35 in Coeur d'Alene, but they stayed at freezing or below. In Moses Lake, Omak, Grand Coulee, down across the Palouse, where they just finally, in the last hour or so, finally broke away from the clouds there. Temperatures in the upper 20s. Lewiston was still socked in as of the last hour, temperatures in the lower 30s. So again, it does look like we'll enjoy quiet weather this evening, but patchy fog and low clouds rolling back in tonight. We could see a few sun breaks tomorrow and Saturday, but a bigger weather pattern change coming on Sunday, where we could see the return of a little bit of light snow.
Oh boy. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Still to come tonight, New Mexico is sending in the National Guard as Omicron continues to surge.
Plus, Washington Governor Jay Inslee gave an update on the state's COVID response, why he says things aren't over for Eastern Washington.